Part 2 of this rev. Still the 19th. Still Friday, the April, and it's 8:07 at night. But I had to go through this rev. I had to. Seeing Ma die. Seeing Ma die right before my eyes, slowly but surely. She was getting the dementia. She was forgetting things. She even forgot I was her son. I was the youngest. I was the baby. Let's not do that other comical thing there. But it was hard for her to even acknowledge me. She did acknowledge my brother. But me, at times she would get that way. When she was later advancing in this thing, when she was slowly slipping away from me, except maybe a few times she'd call out, actually remember my name, or actually remember my face, and I was actually able to help her out. My brother was the primary. I was the backup. We were doing 24/7 at home. Ma asked a favor for my brother and me. She didn't want to die in a hospital, but she sure as hell didn't want to be dying in a nursing home. We turned our own home, wherever it may be, whatever it may be, into a nursing home for her. We take care of each other. We did. But Dave and I broke the promise because after she was going to pass away at home, we had documentation for that one. We forgot about the documentation when we were trying to fight for her life. So the fire department brought her over to the hospital about 18, 19 days later. They signed the paperwork and then her body died. I think she was already dead a long time ago. Her body didn't know it. That was really, for several months, a living nightmare. Numb as hell. That's when I started to go back to school. Oh, actually, I'm going to take that back. Yeah, a little bit after that, because, see, 2013, we're going through an eviction process. Moved out there at Roseman, getting into a trailer home, and then my brother and I started our academic careers, I guess. But we also got into the process where we're going to be evicted out of the place because of certain misdealings happening. Long story on that one there, too. Next thing we know, we're homeless on the street, living in a motel off of favors and borrowing money from people left and right. We still owed, I guess. Gracious gifts from God just to keep a roof over the head in a motel room. Months later, we're in this place. But still, my brother and I tried to go to college one semester. I could do the semester. He couldn't. I could do the college. He couldn't. He had a heart attack at school. I was alive. He just wasn't able to go back to college, but I was. I was actually able to deal with it. I've been there ever since. Haven't graduated, taking 2 classes at a time. COVID kicks in, had to deal with that stuff at home. And then Dave dies. Prior to that, we lost a dog. I mean, David died before COVID kicked in. Died in 2018, September. COVID kicked in about what, 19? 19, 20? Some of those years. So I was already dealing with the emotional stuff, but when the anniversaries kicked in, oh God. Rev, you talked about getting my ass kicked on that one. You talking about getting your ass kicked on that one, dude. Oh, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't handle it, Rev. Deal with education. Try to fill the mind up with a hell of a lot of useless knowledge just to get a degree because I promised myself a long time ago, and I promised Ma and Dave that I'd be doing this thing. Didn't matter if I was the A degree. I didn't give a shit. I was going to go through it and get it. And I don't know what happens after that. But I hadn't gotten to that point yet. I'm still trying to get through it. But because of what was happening with my dog this year, her dementia getting worse, I got until fall to go back to class. See what happens after that. I had to take this semester and summer off because I've been so worried about my dog. The last of the family members actually mattered a damn thing to me. Been tearing me apart ever since. It's been tearing me apart ever since, Rev. You talk about dealing with the grieving left and right. It's the reason why I had to do my channel in the first place. What a pastor, I think, forget the euphemism on that one. How about years? That works for me. Some days it was good, and other days I had to tell and cry. Bawl my head off if I had to, but tell people how the hell was going on, what was going on. If by any chance that I would happen to lose my way and then succumb. I know that would scare the hell out of my damn therapist for darn sure. She'd be having a conniption fit right about now over me. Every time I kept talking about it or thinking about doing it and I miss an appointment, I get the knock on the door from the sheriff's department. Health and welfare check. At first I was pissed off at her. I had to think. I mean, I had to put that one aside right there, and I thought, yeah, she did it because she cared. She was concerned she lost too many patients, and we talked about that one, Rev. We talked about that one. I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. Tomorrow's Saturday. Next day Sunday. Next day's Monday. I'm just trying to deal with it a day at a time right now. It's the only thing I can deal with. I mean, let them talk about politics. Let them talk about this thing and that thing. They'll talk about how we're entering World War III right now, with the world going to be blowing itself to hell. And hell, if Iran and Israel don't get off their dead asses and stop doing this shit, we just might be able to survive. We might be able to survive this next year, or just maybe the day afterwards. And yes, Rev, days like this really got me concerned. Call me a fool. Call me an idiot. Call me anything you want. No, you probably won't anyway. I'll call myself the fool and idiot. I caught the video concerning about the Bible, concerning about if it's God or not. Let's just say whatever reasons or whatever things that the people have heard or felt that they had to get the stuff down in writing, they wrote it. Is it from God? I'm not going to say. I'm not going to cross that board. I'm not even going to do the Christian nationalist stuff. And if there are collective stories written by writers, then I consider them pieces of work, maybe historical, definitely not hysterical, but morals, values in the New Testament, challenges people had to go through. It's like any other story that you would read. Except sometimes some of the books we use may be a bit more profound than what we understand them to be. Maybe that's why we give them credence. Maybe that's why we don't argue. Somewhere deep down in ourselves, that maybe some of the works are true enough. So we hold on to them. We hold on to them because of faith. We hold on to them because we need to have hope. And we need to have something to hold on to. Because if we don't, well, I don't know what the hell we're going to be holding on to. Ourselves. Okay, fine, we'll do that. A lot of things happening these days are scaring the crap out of me. A lot of things. My brother would, his words would be haunting me left and right. Sometimes I'd like just to slap him upside the head on that one and then kiss him on the cheek. Where's my faith and trust in God? Now, he normally would say, where's my faith in God? It's usually faith and trust in him. That's the other thing. And that I need more of. Okay, with that said, you went on the West Coast, an old carcass like mine needs to have a little bit of sleep, or deal with my own dogs having ear issues again. I'll talk at you later, Rev.